God can't hate you if you don't exist. So technically, God loves Australia. The memes. In the bag. Helios, is it gay to suck on a pufferfish and pass it to your bro like a blunt? He looked at me and then left. Hoshi, 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 YouTube! I'm Stellatrix, coming at you live from a starship near you. Today we will be perceiving for More Parz, an Australia apologist, somebody who insists that the land down under is the land down under instead of just another Narnia. I've yet to see proof that Australia is real. I mean, I've never met an Australian. I've met people who claim to be Australian, but like, we all know Australia isn't real. No time. This is not the time for gifting me
Stella,
subs.
how's your day going?
My day is terrible. F you. Anyway, we will see for ourselves if More Parz is just another scam artist. Strap in, strap on, and let's go perceive.
This is the world's deadliest tree.
Bet.
Introducing the mansional tree, found in the United States of America and the
Oh,
Caribbean.
no!
And you may be wondering, what makes it so deadly? And the answer
I'm not.
is that when growing this thing, God used the same design philosophy that Miyazaki uses when he puts a swamp in a FromSoft game. Because even thinking about the fucking thing will poison you. Leave me alone! The entire tree, from root to stem, contains more toxicity than a league lobby, and that starts with the sap. This thick, sticky, white substance is not only found inside the tree, but thinly coats the entire thing, not unlike the sock under your bed. This is
I'll have you know, I don't keep a sock under my bed. I frame that above it. I use my socks as a dream catcher. Not a dream catcher. I use my socks as a mobile. I made it an arts and crafts project out of cotton and I tied little strings to my socks and I dangled them above my bed. And you know what? I have the sweetest dreams.
This is a problem because it contains 3 separate toxins that will seep into your system if you so much as f***ing brush the thing.
Wait. 3 separate toxins.
Because it contains 3 separate toxins.
The fapper, the and the holy
that will seep into your system if you so much as f***ing brush the thing, causing severe itching, swelling, and chemical burns.
I think it's just because of allergies.
So like
Getting
spending
toxic
5
shock
seconds
from
in
just
Asmongold's
touching the
house.
thing isn't enough for you? Well, you'll be happy to know that eating the fruit on it can just kill you.
Who is eating the fruit off of the tree? Be so for real right now. Which one of you sick found the tree? This is why God banished them from the Garden of Eden. This is why God doesn't love us, chat.
Yeah, what the sap does to your skin, the fruit essentially does to your throat and internal organs. So just a few bites of Satan's apple here will cause you to start choking before you experience the worst stomach pain of your entire life, collapse to the ground, puke your guts up, and then start shitting them out. But the f***ed up part is even if you don't eat the fruit or touch the tree,
The girl who also drank her pee.
I didn't drink my on purpose! Okay, let's talk about the horse. That was an accident too! Editor Kuhn, leave in a fast-forwarded version of me telling the drinking story. So this one time, I was like, I don't know, I was like 3 years old. I was like 3 years old, and I was going potty by myself. All by myself, I'm gonna go potty. It was very big. In theory, but I was going potty by myself, and I was like 3 years old, and I was struck by ingenuity. I was struck by genius. Einstein would quake in the presence of, and I was like, where's the pee coming from? And in my infinite toddler wisdom, I was a scientist from the get-go, you see, and I proceeded to look down while I was taking the fattest, juiciest piss of my life. Problem is that, if you don't know this, because none of you have ever felt the touch of a wind, let alone been near a child, toddlers are very flexible. And, well, you see, in my search for greatness, I discovered that if I look down at my crotch while I am peeing, I will pee on my own face. Thus, at the ripe age of approximately 3 salations, I discovered piss does not taste very good. So you've always been like this. The story of when I was, when my caretaker was giving birth to me was that I was premature because I wanted to come out early, but then when I came out, like I was about a month and a half premature. And then when I came out, I decided, no thanks, TY, and then I refused to breathe. I almost suffocated myself to death because I decided I didn't want any part of whatever the hell this bullshit was. So like, I was in the womb, and then I was like, I want to not be in the womb, and I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna wait another 6 to 8 weeks. I'm just not gonna do that. And then I torpedo myself out of this, and then I was like, you know what? On second thought, I'ma head out. But unfortunately, the doctors were highly competent, and I survived, and now I'm here telling you about the time that I swallowed my own again. Oh, Editor Coon, you're gonna have so much fun with this recording. You're gonna have so much fun with this recording.
It can still poison you. How? Well, let's say you're walking outside and suddenly it starts pissing down with rain.
Piss?
Thinking quickly, you run for cover under the branches of a tree. A mansional tree. The rain hits the leaves and the branches of the tree, mixes with the toxic sap, and then falls directly onto your fucking head. This tree grows grenades.
What?
You see, this is a sandbox tree, native to South America, and before we even address the frag grenades growing in the branches, we are going to start at the bottom of the tree, because I feel it's important that you understand that this tree was designed from the roots up by God himself to f***ing hurt you. Growing up to a staggering 60 meters in height. The first phase of the f***ing boss fight that is this tree is the giant, inch-long, rock-solid bark combat knives covering the thing from top to bottom.
What the heck?
Now,
wait, this is a legit picture? I thought this was a meme. I just can't help but wonder what this tree was protecting itself against. Creation!
Now, if Groot's cousin being armed like the average British resident was not enough to stop you from getting too close, touching the tree will immediately make you realise it is not ribbed for your pleasure.
Well,
it's for your f***ing poison. Yep, as if the spikes weren't enough, the sap of the sandbox tree
we're
is
back.
Very f***ing toxic, causing severe itching and rashes on contact, and if you some f***ing how get it into your eye, it will temporarily blind you.
Only temporarily? It could be worse.
Pales in comparison to what you came here for. The reason, the other name for this thing, is the f***ing dynamite tree. The fruit. You see, these fruits aren't meant to be eaten. In fact, they're poisonous. Put it in your mouth, you'll cramp up, vomit, and shit yourself.
I mean, you know, technically, most fruit wasn't meant to be eaten. Well, I guess that's not necessarily true. There's a lot of fruit their whole breeding cycle, their whole thing is that you're supposed to eat them and then poop out the seeds, and then the seeds grow into the ground from your. But like things like peppers are technically poisonous to people. Capsaicin is like a poison to people. So is coffee. Caffeine is a poison to humans.
No, they are made to spread the seeds of the sandbox tree in the most American way humanly possible.
Aren't they British trees?
Explosions. The fruits are basically seed-filled time bombs. As once mature, they begin to dry out.
Oh, South America?
They dry, they shrink, and they slowly begin bending against their stems. The tension gets too high, snaps the fibers, holding it against the stem, and the whole thing explodes like a frag grenade, sending seeds flying up to 240 kilometers an hour.
Not as fast as I spread my seed in your mom last night. Got him. The joke is getting old. Like your mom. Got her.
That isn't a tree. It's a fucking bird.
Oh my god.
Introducing the tawny frogmouth, a species of bird found in the land down under, and Australia's very own avian equivalent of a maxed out Skyrim stealth build. Now you may be thinking to yourself, well, it can't be that stealthy. I can see it. Yeah, you can.
Stella 1 pump confirmed. I'm not 1 pump, you guys. I'm not 1 pump. I'm at least 2. Half pump on a good day.
And you can see that one. Did you see the one right fucking next to it?
What?
See that one? Yourself, well, it can't be that stealthy. I can see it. Yeah, you can. You can see that one. Did you see the one right next to it?
I did see that one.
Now, the important question is, why the fuck do these things have predator camo? Well, there's 2 reasons. First of all being, it's fucking Australia. You see, these bad boys are primarily nocturnal, staying on the move during the night and dive bombing unaware insects to meet their bulking goals. However, that means that during the day, they sleep. And in a country where at any point you can be bitten, mauled, stung, or fucking drop-kicked to death, laying down in the wrong spot can turn a short nap into the forever sleep. So, in order to prevent themselves from becoming an item on a snake's KFC order, these tactical chickens evolved a ghillie suit to basically allow them to fucking disappear. Being practically invisible allows them to unlock their second passive, fucking DoorDash.
What?
You see, these guys are so fucking good at cosplaying a stick that not only do predators mistake them for Groot, but so does their prey. And so, whenever they take a nap, they just leave their mouths open a little bit. And whenever some poor ant just tries to walk his way to work, he instead DoorDashes himself directly into its fucking mouth.
Oh no! That poor bug!
A lot of people
That's
are scared
terrible.
of snakes. But have you ever wondered what snakes are scared of? The answer
People.
is this fucking bird.
Oh.
Introducing the secretary bird, native to the continent of Africa, and a prime example that being a hater pays off. Coming in at 1.3 meters tall and 4.27 kilos in weight, this lanky turkey has been purpose-built, nay, expertly fucking engineered by the gods themselves with the sole purpose of violating the ever-loving out of any garden hose that so much as looks at it the wrong way.
Oh my goodness gracious.
You see, these bad boys are birds of prey, but unlike their cousins in the same category, they are primarily terrestrial, which means they spend most of their time
They're
on the ground.
aliens?
This is because their preference for diet is sentient slithering sausages. However, with the
Never mind.
this thing being endemic to Africa, their preferred meal also just happens to include some of the deadliest predators on the fucking planet. Does this stop the secretary bird?
No.
No,
No.
mate. Despite having
Africa.
no
Of course
natural
not.
venom resistance, these absolute fucking gigachads will eat cobras, boomslangs, and black mambas without breaking a sweat. But how do they hunt these things without getting bitten? Simple.
don't.
They just kick the fuck out of them. You see, those long-ass legs aren't just for show, as a secretary bird is capable of accurately curb-stomping a snake's head into the ground
Oh
with
my
a
God, I
force
hate it.
equal to 5 times their fucking body weight. So when a secretary bird fancies a bite to eat, they start out by stomping the ground around dense vegetation. This causes snakes in the area to poke their heads out of their houses to see what the f*** is going on.
If I was a snake experiencing an earthquake, I don't think I would be stupid enough to poke my head out of my little hidey hole. What's the whole purpose of having a little hidey hole? And like, if you're stupid enough to poke your head out of your little hidey hole, then like maybe you deserve to get eaten. Just get on my level, stupid danger noodles.
The snake then looks up in horror as the secretary bird locks onto him, sprints over at Mach 9, and then...
Oh my goodness. Oh, I hate watching that. That makes me so sad. That makes me so sad. I know it's like natural and part of nature, but it just makes me so sad. I don't want to see animals hurting each other.
This bird is a vampire.
Same.
Introducing the vampire ground finch, native to the Galapagos Islands, and a great example of the horrifying affronts to the universe that evolution can produce when it decides to do a little trolling. Now you see, at first glance, this is the most boring vampire you can possibly imagine. Coming in at a measly 12 centimeters and a mere 20 grams in weight.
Ooh, that's kind of small.
Rocking a feather pattern I can best describe as a Minecraft dirt block, and as it turns out, the bastards that wrote Twilight lied to me because it doesn't even fucking sparkle.
Killer Bill.
So if it's missing fangs, angst, a cape, and the funny accent,
You must bounce on it.
how does it qualify as a vampire? Simple. Drinks a shitload of blood.
Well,
you see, most birds eat seeds and
yeah,
insects,
you
and
know.
while the vampire finch can eat those too, there is a problem. They live on an island, and that island is very small. In fact, they're only found on 2 of the Galapagos Islands, and small islands means a far smaller amount of that food to go around. To the point where these finches can't rely on it as their sole source, which for a bird usually isn't a problem. 'Cause,
Usually,
they don't need a plane
foreshadowing.
ticket to just f*** off and fly somewhere. However, as the name suggests, the vampire ground finch can't fly for shit. So, how do they get their food? They suck it out of someone that can. This
Is it gay? Don't. What is it?
don't laugh, is the Nazca booby. Hey, stop giggling back there. Another species of bird native to the islands. They are very strong flyers that feed on fish. They also nest on the islands, which is where our feathery Nosferatu comes to play. You see, when the boobies... Stop giggling. Come to roost, the vampire finch will sneak over and hop onto their back. Then, using their razor-sharp beak, they will poke a very small, borderline painless hole into one of the bird's flight feathers. Once the blood is flowing freely, the vampire finch gorge themselves on it. See, as it turns out, blood is macro-friendly. And considering these things are living creatures, they just make more blood. In essence, giving the vampire finch an infinite food source. In fact, they can get so much blood from these birds, it is not uncommon to see multiple finches sucking from the same boobie. Sorry, I can't say that shit without cracking up.
So it's not gay because they're sucking on a boobie. But do blood sports make it gay because blood is made out of blood and men have blood? And if men have blood and you're drinking the blood from the man, that it makes it gay by osmosis. Osmosis.
Australia doesn't just have snakes and spiders, it has a tiger. Well, kinda. Introducing the Thylacine, better known as the Tassie tiger. As the name suggests, native to my home state of Tasmania, this tiny little island off Australia's south coast. No, that is not New Zealand. They have hobbits, not tigers. Oh, tiger isn't entirely correct. You see, the Thylacine isn't a cat on steroids.
Wait!
So this bad boy is the largest carnivorous marsupial on the planet.
Is this the thing that went extinct and then they brought it back out, like they unextincted this mother trucker?
Despite the kangaroo coming in at 7 foot tall and throwing kicks like Chun-Li, they are herbivores, and everything else with a pouch that eats meat is about the size of a chihuahua, making this 1.3 meter, 20 kilo kangaroo dog with a tiger persona the only marsupial apex predator. See, these things were ambush hunters, using stealth and speed to silently take down their prey like they're playing Assassin's Creed. On top of being a fully qualified Spec Ops agent, these things had a mouth on them to rival Kirby. Capable of opening their jaw a full 80 fucking degrees, which is
I can't even... Bro. Put that thing away. I can't even open my mouth all the way while brushing my teeth without like that muscle behind my chin cramping and locking my mouth open. What do you mean?
absolutely terrifying and really cool. There's just one small problem. You may have picked up on me talking mostly in the past tense, and that all of this footage is in black and white. That's because we don't have a tiger. We had one. Unfortunately, the Thylacine was driven to extinction in the late 1980s.
Aww.
By what exactly? The British. You see, when the
Brits,
Brits, did their thing and decided Tasmania was their house now, actually, they brought with them livestock, namely sheep and cattle, which was a fucking blessing to the Tassie tiger, which rapidly added these walking meatballs with the survival instincts of a wet sock to their meal plans.
It's free real estate.
The colonists did not take kindly to the Thylacine taking their livestock without a license in it.
So the colonists didn't take kindly to things just coming in and taking their things that rightfully belonged to them. Really is a tragedy.
So they placed bounties on their heads. Never mind that these things never attacked humans and very rarely took their livestock. No, they were an inconvenience.
Those
And
poor
so
things.
they were hunted down, one by one by one, for 70 fucking years. Until September 7th, 1936, when the last Thylacine, Benjamin, died cold and alone in a cage at the Hobart Zoo. Usually I'd end these with a joke, but the fact that we wiped his entire bloodline and turned him into
That
a
makes me
fucking
really
rug
sad.
isn't that funny.
Why am I gonna cry? I didn't expect to have to fight against crying in a More Parz video. Man, I mean, I'm glad he spread the word about that. Take care of your local wildlife.
Australia has a straight up Pokemon.
Oh, the Pika! Is
Introducing
it like
the brushtail possum.
Oh.
More specific.
I was gonna say, like, there's, like, Pikachu was literally based on the Pika. The Pika. Whatever it's called.
Specifically, the golden brushtail possum. Native to the land down under, and one of the rare examples of an Australian animal that isn't expressly designed to DoorDash you straight to heaven. You see, the brushtail is one of a grand total of 23 species of Australian possum, which, despite the name, share absolutely no relation to the red-blooded American opossum. These adorable little marsupials come in all shapes and sizes, from the ringtail possum to the sugar glider, and
my
to our
God.
protagonist here, the golden brushtail, which is really just a common brushtail possum with a rare genetic mutation called leucism that causes them to lose the pigment in their skin. So basically, it's a fucking shiny Pokemon.
Oh my god, it's literally a shiny Pokemon! Is that not just albinism? What's the difference between leucism and albinism?
Coming in at around 4.5 kilos and 40 centimeters in length, these tree-dwelling marsupials are nocturnal and primarily herbivores, mainly consisting on a diet of leaves and fruit. And for added cute
Hey,
point,
I know that was foreshadowing, but everything that is an herbivore is capable of being a little carnivorous when it needs to be. I'm just saying, just because it primarily eats vegetables doesn't mean it won't eat you. Is that a threat? Remember, chat, just because something's a vegetarian or vegan doesn't mean it won't eat meat if it needs to.
as marsupials, yes, they carry around their babies in a little pouch like their roided out cousin the kangaroo. However, come on, the thing is from Australia, you didn't really think these bad boys would be squeaky clean, did ya? You see, they aren't entirely herbivores. Sure, they love a good
Nothing
salad.
is!
They will also quite happily raid a bird's nest and turn Tweety's kids into a 3-egg omelette. Roadkill? sounds like a fine steak dinner to me.
And just because it's not a venomous predator doesn't mean it can't take your fucking finger off. And
yeah.
the cherry on
I mean, hippos. Literally hippos.
And the cherry on top, Aussie Pikachu here doesn't go Pika Pika. Nah, you see, Down Under doesn't have Pokemon trainers, because when you step into the tall grass out here, you hear this absolute fucking demon.
Dolphins get drunk.
Oh my goodness.
Why? Well, you see, the dolphin is by far and away the smartest animal in the ocean. In fact, they're actually the second smartest thing on the planet, just behind you and me.
I mean, have you never read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? I think it's really up for debate on which one of us is smarter. Because the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is a very real, very non-fiction recollection of the history of the future.
This means they are smart enough to understand that the ideal way to spend your night is more plastered than Chad and Max on your average Cold Ones episode. There is just one problem. Last I checked, there's no bottle-o and bikini bottom. So how does a dolphin get fired for all? Simple. They abuse pufferfish.
You see, due to the lack of underwater alcohol...
You know what, Editor Coon, I swear, edit out that sound effect. I don't want any part of that stupid pufferfish clip. That's what got my first More Parz video freaking... I got a community guidelines strike. No, I got a community guidelines violation because of that stupid pufferfish clip. Get rid of it! I hear that sound and I have PTSD!
Well, dolphins need to find other ways to get their fix, which is where SpongeBob's driving instructor comes in. You see, pufferfish contain this really cool and totally not dangerous substance called tetrodotoxin.
I was gonna say called neurotoxin, but no, it's tetrodotoxin. Very different. Like, this is acceptable.
Is tetrodotoxin? You know, it's only one of the most potent natural neurotoxins on the fucking planet.
Right, of course, yes.
This shit will freeze your heart and lungs in under an hour with a tiny dose. And it's the reason why cooking a pufferfish requires a dexterity check, so you don't, hit the poison gland and get yourself deleted. Now, puffers carry this as a defense mechanism as poison accumulates in their organs and skin. Why is that important? Well, you see, I kinda lied. Dolphins don't get drunk. They get high on neurotoxin.
¿Quieres?
Pods of dolphins will bully pufferfish until they inflate, then partake in a literal puff-puff pass. By lightly squeezing the puffer in their mouth, they receive a small dose of neurotoxin, which has a narcotic effect, allowing Flipper here to trip balls before passing the unhappy basketball onto the next submarine stoner. Flipper and friends saw the deadliest neurotoxin on the planet and said, "Fuck it, let me try some of that."
I've known humans who have done the same thing. Do not the pufferfish, chat. If you the pufferfish, I'm gonna call you the G word. People are gonna think you're gay. If you the pufferfish, and they're already gonna think that because you're watching me. Helios, is it gay to suck on a pufferfish and pass it to your bro like a blunt? He looked at me and then left.
This is Australia's most common snake, and that's quite a problem, because it's also one of the world's deadliest.
Oh, great.
Introducing the eastern brown snake, native to quite literally every state in the land down under. And unluckily for us, this asshole has earned himself a silver medal in the Note Rope Olympics venom category, coming in second place for the most venomous snake in the world.
Oh, wow.
It is worth noting that third and first place are unsurprisingly also both held by Australian snakes, because God hates us.
True.
However, unlike first and third...
You know what? That's not true. God can't hate you if you don't exist. So technically, God loves Australia.
The toxic middle child here is a far larger problem, because putting it lightly, he's a cunt. The eastern brown is one of the most territorial species of snake in the world, which is a scientific way of saying they operate on the US home defense philosophy. If you dare put a pinky toe onto this guy's property, he will bite your ass, injecting you with a hemotoxin that can send you to heaven via blood clot in under 30 minutes if left untreated.
Valid crash out.
But hey, stay off his property and he'll leave you alone, right? Yeah, one problem. His property is your property. That's right, the eastern brown doesn't live out in the middle of nowhere like his slightly more deadly cousin. This fucker is so at home in the suburbs, he drives a f***ing Prius. You can find this burnt piece of spaghetti literally anywhere. Go to put your shoes on, he's turned them into a 2-bedroom home.
Oh no.
Hop in the car to go to work. Yeah, unfortunately, that's his car now. Get
Oh
to
my
work
god!
on the job site.
Oh my god! Oh my god, these snakes live in the freaking Priuses. The next thing you know, they're gonna be getting pixie cuts and driving their kids to church on Sundays. This reminds me of those memes that were going around of, what was it? Helios, wasn't it a shrimp that was like evolving? There was this shrimp that was literally evolving to leave the ocean. And all of the memes that were going around about forcing the shrimp back into the ocean. Put it back. The land isn't big enough for 2 evolutionary strains. Editor Kun, by your heart, insert memes. Right here. Do it. Do it. Do it. Put the memes in the back. Put the memes in the bag. Thank you.
What do you know? He f***ing works here too. Try to take a shower after a long day at work. F*** off. He's moisturizing. You can't even take a
Moisturize me.
in the comfort of your own home without running the risk of the dunny being occupied. In fact, these
Okay, I am not somebody that is afraid of snakes. In fact, I love snakes, and before I hyperfixated on wolves, I hyperfixated on snakes. I read every book that my library had on snakes. I was obsessed with snakes as a child. But I think if I lived somewhere where opening the toilet could present me, I might start being afraid of snakes. They've been known to bite the balls when you go to the loo. That's just rude. But thankfully, I live in a starship, far, far away from anything weird and creepy. You know, like aside from my reflection. I'm talking about like snakes and stuff. Let me put it to you like this. I have lived here my whole life and have only seen this nope rope 2 times. Do you hear yourself? I've lived in Australia my whole entire life, and I've only seen the 2nd most venomous snake in the f***ing world. Twice. Only twice. Only 2 times. Only 2 times have I come face to face with death. I think Australian people need help.
bastards are so omnipresent that out of the 200 species of snake in the country, this ginormous asshole makes up 60% of snake bites. What a cunt.
I need to keep rejecting. I need to keep rejecting Australia. No. If there's something else you'd like to see me react to, leave a comment about it, tell me on Twitch, or come tell me in Discord. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Remember, friends, it is never goodbye. It is always good later. Until next time. No, shut up.
By YouTube.
Shut up.
We'll see you faster than when Stella's finishes using her half-pump half-of-inch crusty sock.
I'm already jizzing in a sock, bro. Did you really have to murder me again? Well, later, YouTube. Bye. Balls and balls and balls and balls and balls.